intro to Iyengar Yoga. So it doesn't mean that, we have good introduction, so we don't need to. Don't think it is just for beginners. But one thing what we want to get help from you, those who don't have that much experience and still they want to learn, or they want to experience, because it has the option, even if you know your friends, family members. So please, you can invite. And also if there is any interest for you, you can also join. Thank you all. Now, George show.
Actually, I'd like to start with the presentation. So you can all come closer to the television. So tonight I'm teaching level 2. So recently Pune have given us new guidelines for the certification of teachers. And they've broken up yoga, or the certification process, into 5 levels. And so now when you train to become a new teacher, you're training under the level 1 syllabus. Okay, but tonight's class is level 2 syllabus, or level 2 teacher. So when you're already a level 1 teacher, then how do you become a level 2 teacher? So I've gone through the manual and pulled out just certain parts of it, especially where we can compare level 1 with level 2. So under the level 1 assessment description, it says this is what happens in a level 1 assessment. Under the level 2 assessment description in the manual, it says this is what happens in a level 2 assessment. Same, same, same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this one is new. Okay, what's new? Is the candidate in level 2 able to move from activity component to sensitivity component? So what Prashantji was saying is that doing is one thing, but reading is another thing. So activity is doing something. And that's how we teach beginners. We get them to do a lot, so they have a lot of exposure, experience. We have to teach them the form of the postures. But now, if you are becoming a level 2 teacher, and this is also important if you're a level 2 student, your teacher, level 2 teacher, should be making you as a student more sensitive. So already start to think in yourself, if you're in a level 2 class, is the teacher making you more sensitive? We don't mean sensitive like easy to cry. Sensitive like aware of more things. And again, being reminded from Prashantji, sensitive, more aware of yourself. Okay, next page. Which can I? No, that's a TV. For the level 2 teaching, you're being assessed on how you teach under these 4 categories: thought, process, demonstration, instructions, helping method. That's not different to level 1, exactly the same. But what's new in a level 2 assessment is that if you want to become a level 2 teacher, you have to be able to give a presentation. 10 minutes of you talking about yoga. It could be talking about your practice, it could be talking about a pose, it could be talking about a challenge you have in your practice. And how the assessors are supposed to assess your presentation is under these 4 categories. So your thought process, your articulation, how well you can speak on something. I just remembered this translation, so I'm slowing down. Demonstration. So even in the individual presentation, when you're explaining something, you're meant to be able to demonstrate. And your action should be congruent, matching your verbal presentation. So I can't say, see how my hip goes back and my chest opens up? I should say, see how my hip goes back and my chest opens up. My words have to match my action. Okay, next slide, please. So that's new for level 2. Now, a summary of a level 1, the level 1 syllabus is, as a level 1 teacher, you have to understand each pose in your syllabus, each level 1 pose. You have to have an understanding of the different families of asanas. What are some of the family names? Standing poses, forward extensions, backward extensions, lateral extension, which more commonly is known as twistings, yeah. Restorative asanas. Inversions, yes. Okay, then linear sequencing. So linear sequencing is kind of the most logical way of going towards something. So what would be after Tadasana? Which standing pose would you teach after Tadasana? Which one? Urdhva Hastasana. Then Urdhva Padanguliasana. Then would I go to Shirsasana? No, but in a more advanced class, would it be possible that I do Shirsasana early on? Yes, but not in level 1. In level 1, you just follow the most linear, most logical flow. Standing poses first, Trikonasana, Virabhadrasana 2, Utthita Pajvakonasana, and so forth. And mental contribution. Even in level 1, you have to involve the student's mind. You have to make them to be connected with themselves. But when we come to level 2, it's all of that, plus for both level 1 syllabus and level 2 syllabus, for all those poses, you have to understand deeper threads of the family of asanas. So is there any relationship between standing poses and inversions? Yeah, it might not be so obvious at this level, but here you have to start to bring that out. What's one similarity between Trikonasana and Shirsasana? Active legs. You have to be able to perceive somatic sensation. Soma is your body. So you have to be able, as a teacher, to make the student to feel their own body or what's happening in their own body. You have to be able to observe the connections of the different body parts adjacent. So what's adjacent to my hand? What's the most closest other body part? Forearm? Yeah. So in Adho Mukha Svanasana, what would you say if my elbow was bent? Would you say straighten the elbow, or would you say press the palm down? So in a level 1 situation, it's more about straighten your elbow when the elbow is bent. But here, you want the student to understand if their elbow is bent, it might be an issue of the palm. So you have to connect adjacent body parts. Press your palm and straighten your elbow. Roll your arm out and take your... Good, you got the idea. Breath observation. Did you have any experience of this yesterday by any of the teachers that taught you? Who? All of. An introduction to interfamily of asanas. So how the different asanas connect across different families. Let's go to the next slide. Last one. This is about teaching. It's a bit long. I just want you to see how it's different. If we can shrink it down. We don't have to see the details. For the level 1 class teaching, class plan, you have to be able to teach individual asanas, family of asanas, linear sequencing. For a level 2 class plan, you have to understand the deeper threads of the family of asanas. The example given here, in level 1, you might say lift both arms up equally. In level 2, you might say compare your right arm and your left arm, which one's extending more, which one's further back, which one's further forward. Can we go down? Scroll down. Yes, for level 1, there was also mental contribution. And can we go to the next page? Oh, yes, there is one last page. This is level 2 continued, breath observation. This is the detail. You can look at it in the manual. And the introduction to the interfamily of asanas. They give an example, Parivrita Pajva Konasana, which is a level 1 pose, connecting with Ardha Matsyendrasana 1. And so different family, standing pose, twisting pose, and how they connect with each other. Thank you for the red lines. Okay, so we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana to start the class. But I wanted Kitty to share something. It's a very profound story from when she went to Pune. And I'll let her share this story, which will inform you about Supta Baddha Konasana.
This is the experience when I came to the medical class, because at that time I got some issue for the menopause, high BP, even for the little bit like depression. Then I consult with Gitaji, and Gitaji, after a few days, Gitaji gave me the sequence, and then she allowed me to go to the medical class to do the sequence with the. She already indicated 2 of senior teacher. One is Gunas, and another one I forgot, but because I know Gunas. Then, okay, the first pose is set up for Supta Baddha Konasana. And at that time, I thought that, oh, I'm already a junior intermediate teacher. Okay, of course, I know what to do, Supta Baddha Konasana. Then I put the bosa, put the blanket, take one bell, and tell them about my groins area. Then Gunas come to me. No. Then she helped me to set it up for the 2 belt. This is the one that I going to set it up. Then she stopped me. Yeah, she set me up with the 2 bosa and also 2 belt. So can get one more belt here. Yeah. The 2 belts is hooking with the ankle and the groins, with the direction, the tail pulling towards you, because you know the thigh bone have to roll in this direction. Yeah. Then nothing else for the back. Yeah. A pound of the height can help me to really open my chest, because I got a little bit depression. I told Gitaji, and at that time I actually got a headache every single morning. So then I do this one that Guna have to said to me. So I feel my chest is like open a lot. Yeah. Then I even later I sleep in the pose. Yeah.
Thank you, Kitty. So why I wanted Kitty to share that story is so that when you set up for your Supta Baddha Konasana now, you don't just set up with the standard objective way, which is one bolster, one belt, one blanket. I want you to customize it for yourself. And you don't now have to do this one. There are other ways. So I just want to offer some suggestions, and then you will choose a setup that suits you. Another way of having the feet held, if I could use the wall, and you don't need a belt, is you have the toes curled out against the wall. You bring your pelvis towards the feet, and that pushes the feet towards the groins. It brings that upward lift from the floor of the pelvis towards the upper body. Okay, so this brings a type of energetic direction in the pose. And it's fairly simple to set up in terms you don't need belts. The bolster doesn't always have to be vertical. The effect on the rib cage will be different, and on the chest when you have the bolster horizontal. The head doesn't always have to be forehead higher than the chin. In fact, when someone is suffering from low mood or depression, the head is often allowed to be that way. So this direction. Okay, so we sometimes look at things as wrong. It's wrong. Your chin is higher than your forehead, but there are circumstances in which you do want that. Okay, so can you have a go at setting up for Supta Baddha Konasana, where there's no standard way. You could even have a brick between your feet to open the groins more. One consideration is the number of props. Do we have a lot of belts? No, maybe not enough for 2 belts per person. So if you want to increase the height and there aren't enough bolsters, you can use folded blankets, or you can use some of these foam bricks under the bolster to make it higher. Is it possible to go to gallery view? Is it possible to go to gallery view so I can see? If there's nausea, would you want to do that last one I showed where the head is lower down than the chest? No. If there's nausea, you feel a bit sick, like you might throw up, you want to have head higher than chest, chest higher than abdomen. So you would go with more of a slanted Supta Baddha Konasana. One more suggestion. Tight groins, you could have your back on the floor and your feet up on a bolster for tight hips, tight groins. I think it's worth looking at that. Do you mind, Mei Li, can you just show that quickly? Just let's have a quick look. You can stay where you are, but just have a quick look at Mei Li. Mei Li, can you go on my mat so the camera can pick you up? Can I borrow this bolster? can you just sit? No props. You just go there. No props. Go there. Lie down in Supta Baddha Konasana. Sit and lie back in the same pose. Okay, so we talk about using the bolster to open up the chest. It's only going to take 1 second. You're not going to stay. Feet together, knees apart. Okay, so when she brings her feet in, say there was a belt there. Can you bring your feet in? Bring your feet close to you. Don't move your pelvis. When she did if a belt was there, her knees would end up high up if we take her feet back, and the feet don't go back easily. So for this situation, you can come up, lie back on your back, feet on the bolster. Okay, when the feet are on the bolster, the groins start to open up more, and we can also add the belt in this situation. Okay, so feet up will bring the knees down, which will open up the groins. As we are working towards some hip opening poses today, I would suggest, if you do have tight hips, to work with this structure. If you're tired, work with something more chest open so you can recover your energy. Thank you. Sorry. Take this belt here on the sacrum. That's it, yes. Why do you have the belt this way? For what purpose?
Because my outer thighs is very weak, so in order to more open, I put support here so I can connect to my hip socket.
But this is the hip socket, the belt is there.
Yeah, so when I go down like this, so I can feel my sensation in my outer thighs, so then I can push, come back to close to the hip socket, so I can open. I have the power to open. If I do like usual like this, I do like this. Usually we do. Then I like loosening all the groin. Some I just.
But if we want to open, that's what we want. We do want the hips, the groins to open.
And another thing is I have pain in my left groin, so I have to like so-called connect each other, so I avoid the pain to come.
But that can be done by supporting here.
Yeah, I will support.
But then if you support, then you said you want to work on making your hip stronger. If you want to contract here, you have to make space for the thigh to move. But if you put the brick, it's like this and this don't match. Your reason for using this and the reason for using this, it's like you said you want your coffee hot, so you add hot water, but then you add cold water. This will block the thigh from moving.
It depends if I cannot put my leg close to my hip, then I need this one. Sometimes when the pain come, then I still need the block from. Not every time the pain come up. So when I feel pain, then I use block to support, and then after I feeling release, then I can come to the hip to avoid the pain. Only my left groin. This one, like sciatica. I just observe myself. I do like this and I do like this. But
So show me how you do with the belt. So you lie down, yeah, and then what do you do?
yeah,
What do you do now?
I tighten the rope.
Yeah, and the belt is holding your thigh.
Yeah.
But then, isn't it the same as putting a brick
No,
there?
I don't put the brick there.
But well, my question is it the same?
Same? No.
If I put a brick there, does it do the same thing as using the belt?
Cannot work. I just release, just relax.
When the brick is there.
Yeah.
And now, when the
And
belt is there?
I feel a sensation in here, and I can pull my outer thighs move to the socket.
Willie, can you hear me?
Why can't you just, if the brick is there, can you
Okay.
still move the outer
So,
thigh to the socket?
Why don't you take the bolster away from the back and just lay flat and then bring your feet up on the bolster?
Yeah, is it the
See
same
how
thing?
that feels.
No, because belt, the brick
Can I have
only
Willie
here,
again?
Then I just relax.
Oh,
Cannot
On the
move.
screen,
you not
can I
pull the
see what
thigh,
Willie's
even with
doing?
the
She
brick?
was there and now you took her away.
Katie, you hear me? Katie,
Willie, okay.
I'm not sure.
Willie?
I
Can you
don't
hear
understand
me?
myself,
It
Yes.
that's
looked
why I'm
like,
trying
was
to
that better? Is it better? Lay down flat and put the bolster underneath your feet.
Like this? Like this?
Yeah, I think you want to open the hips, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but with the bolster under the back, it's defeating that purpose, so, okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I don't understand how the belt is helping. Maybe. Yeah, that's right. Isn't it here pushing a lot of pressure?
Because here, with the opening, I can press my
That's what she's saying. She just relaxes too much. Now bring your awareness to your inhalation and watch the inhalation inside your chest. Now every second or third cycle, take a longer, deeper inhalation where it starts from the pelvis and the breath works its way up through your trunk to the upper chest. You take one of these longer, deeper inhalations, you exhale, and then take a normal inhalation, normal exhalation. After a few normal breaths, once more, you exhale, and you take a longer, deeper inhalation. Trace that inhalation with your awareness. Once it reaches the upper chest, exhale, and a few normal cycles of breathing. One more cycle of inhalation. Exhale, and starting from your pelvis, inhale. The breath coming up as if it's coming in two rivers, one on the right, one on the left. It reaches the upper chest. You watch it. You exhale and take some normal cycles. Now, observing the exhalation. Observe the exhalation in your abdomen, in your pelvis. And you're going to take a slower, softer exhalation. Watching your breath, you inhale, and now a slow, soft exhalation in your pelvis, in your abdomen. The abdomen softening, relaxing. After that exhalation, some normal cycles. After a few normal cycles, prepare for another slow, soft exhalation. Slow, soft exhalation, and then some normal cycles. One last cycle of exhalation. Now, when you finished your last cycle of exhalation, allow your breath to return to its own pattern. Bring your attention back to the surface. Open your eyes. And then pressing your hands down, lift your trunk up and sit up. Now let's clear the room of bolsters, blankets. Keep the belts. Put everything away. Blankets, bolsters, bricks. Work together. Some of you take the blankets, some of you take the bricks, some of you take the bolsters. When you come back to your mat, Adho Mukha Virasana. Have your hands towards Guruji's photo. Extend your fingers forward, extend your toes back. Move your chest forward and move your buttock bones back. Fingers forward, toes back. Stretch your toes back. Actively extend your toes. And move your chest forward, away from the abdomen. Can you push back? And as your chest is going forward, away from the abdomen, take your buttock bones back towards the skin of your buttock. The buttock bone has to go closer to the skin of your buttock. Now curl the toes under, separate the feet, and come up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press your palms down into the floor. Straighten your elbows and extend the side trunk from your armpits to your hips. When you press the palms down, see that the thumb and the index finger knuckles are pressing down. Now everyone lift your heels up, and with your heels up, lift the buttock bones up. The buttock bones should feel sharp. Lift your buttock bones up so much that it's like they're piercing the skin of your buttock. Keep lifting the buttock bones until they feel sharp. Now that's the feeling that you must maintain as the heels go down. So maintain this feeling of sharpness in the buttock bones as you take your heels down. Buttock bones up, heels down. Buttock bones to the skin of the buttock. Press your palms down, the thumb, the index finger down. As you inhale, open up your chest. As you exhale, push the thighs back. Push the front thigh to the back thigh. The thigh bone into the back of your thigh. Now walk your hands back, Uttanasana. Line up your buttock bones with your heel bones. The buttock bones in a perpendicular line above the heel bone. As you exhale, descend the side trunk. In Adho Mukha Svanasana, you took the side trunk from armpit to hip. Now go from your hip down to your armpit. To descend the trunk, exhale more. See that you're not gripping the abdomen. Inhale, lift the buttock bones up. Buttock bones sharp. Buttock bones to the skin of the buttock. And as you exhale, be a little strict with yourself. Push your thighs back, even if it feels uncomfortable. When you inhale, buttock bones up. When you exhale, push the thighs back. Release the head down, armpits down, and knees firm. Grip your knees. And now inhale and come up. Let's define some terms. Have a look here. If I hold the belt this way, where the belt is touching is my inner groin, okay, of this leg. If I hold the belt here, it's my inner groin of that leg, where the belt is touching. Okay, so the inner groin, it has some length. It starts here at the front and it ends here at the back. Now, if I hold the belt this way, what would I call this region? I can call it the back groin, because here it's touching my inner groin. Now here it's touching the back groin. What about this region? We can give that a name too. We can say outer groin. Would you find that in the anatomy book? No. So this word outer groin, it comes in our Iyengar yoga language because this is commonly known as the inner groin. And if that's the inner groin, then because in Iyengar yoga we call this the inner leg, inner groin, we call this the outer leg. So we make up a name which is outer groin, which is basically the borderline. Above the outer groin is your hip and trunk. Below the outer groin is your leg. Okay, these are terms that define points in our body, landmarks. Like meet me on the corner of, where Gloria Jeans is, the corner of Gloria Jeans and I don't know KL that well, but you know what I'm trying to say? Okay. So we're going to go to Pajvottanasana, where you're going to have your right leg forward, left leg back, and you're going to move your inner groin of the front leg up and back. And you're going to move the outer groin of the front leg in this rotation. So this is internal rotation, external rotation. Inner groin up and back, and I'm rolling the outer groin out. I'm going to take Gomukhasana arms and go to Pajvottanasana. Okay, menstrual cycle, do it with hands on bricks, concave backstage. Okay, get ready. Take some bricks if you're on your cycle. If you can't bind your hands in Gomukhasana, use a looped belt so your fingers can grab the loop. Face Mr. Iyengar's picture and take your right leg forward, left leg back. Now, because this is a gathering for us to learn about Iyengar Yoga, I'm just going to sort of interrupt the normal teaching by giving you a sort of commentary on teaching. Right now, as a teacher, is it important for me to say right heel in line with the arch of your left foot? Do you think that's really important right now? Right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. If I insist on this, if I say the alignment is heel in line with the arch, is it going to make you more stable or less stable? Less. It's going to challenge your stability. Now, for me as a teacher, that's not the goal tonight. The goal is not to challenge your stability. So I won't necessarily ask you to widen your feet, but I won't necessarily I won't take time to mention this alignment point. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind if you're a teacher. It's not just what you say, it's also what you leave out. Okay, so I didn't mention where to put the feet. Okay, but which arm goes under is important. Right arm under, left arm over, Gomukhasana. Now, the right inner groin, lift up and move it back. When you move the right inner groin back, what should I say as a teacher about the right foot? What's happening to your right foot when you move the right inner groin back and up? Is it stable or less stable, the right foot? Is it? When you move the right inner groin back, if I had the belt on your right groin and I pulled it back, what would happen to your right foot? Shaky. It would come up, wouldn't it? So if your right foot isn't shaky right now, you're probably not moving the right inner groin back and not lifting it up enough. So you have to press the mound of your big toe, right big toe, mound, right inner heel, press down and move your inner groin back and lift it up. The outer groin, roll out. Can you show me rolling it out? More? More than that. Grip here and roll this out. Now inhale, lift the chest up away from the abdomen. See how that instruction connects to what we did in Adho Mukha Virasana. Chest away from the abdomen and hinge from your hip. Roll the right outer groin out and come forward. Ladies on menstrual cycle, hands on bricks. Lift the right inner groin. Roll the right outer groin out. Can you lift the right leg, inner groin? Lift. Lift it. This is dropping. Lift. More. Extend the left elbow forward. Left elbow forward, right shoulder back. What's the purpose of the chair? What's the reason for using the chair?
During this period, I cannot bear the weight with my operated hip.
I think just use the chair like with your both hands on the chair. Better.
When I go down, it's okay.
Inhale, come up. And release the arms, release the legs. Change legs, left leg forward. And how was it now? Okay. Okay, take your left arm under, right arm over. Lift the left inner groin. Move the left inner groin back and bring your right hip forward. Left inner groin back, right hip forward. And now the left leg, outer groin, roll it out. Keep your attention there on the outer groin, rolling it out, and come forward, Parsvottanasana, chest away from the abdomen, the right inner elbow towards Guruji, the right armpit long, knees firm. Extend the trunk forward. Take your attention to that left outer groin and roll it out. When you roll out the left outer groin, inner edge of the left foot, press down. Roll this. Roll. Remember when we saw that demonstration when I was holding the belt around the pelvis and Justin was guiding the trunk earlier this morning? So don't let your trunk go to the right. Take your trunk in line with your hips. Inhale, come up. Release the hands, release the legs. Tadasana, facing forward. Paschima Namaskarasana. Fingertips together and slide your hands up to your upper back. Now move your inner groins back, lift your inner groins up, and the outer hips suck in towards each other. Right hip to left hip to right hip. Now lengthen your inner arms, this area here. Lengthen and roll out. As you roll the upper arms out, take the front shoulders back and press the palms together. Chest up, away from the abdomen. Now, it's relatively easy to take the elbows back, but sometimes what happens, when I say relatively easy, compared to the shoulders. So sometimes what happens is the elbows move back a lot, but the shoulders move back a little. Okay, so the teachers who are assisting, if you spot anyone whose elbows are moving back a lot, we can restrain the elbows and move your shoulders back more than your elbows. Shoulders back more than the elbows back. For a beginner, level 1 class, we want mobility. So it's arms back, shoulders back, elbows back. But now you have to learn to dissect. Less elbow movement and more shoulder movement. For the stiffer person, everything back. Upper arms back, elbows back. That'll help break the stiffness. Stay with your hands and come here. Come. Release your hands and we'll have a look here. So just show from the side, face me. So if you look from the side, take your elbows back a lot. See how the elbows go back easily? And if the elbows go back, the shoulder comes forward actually. Okay, so many of us through our level 1 devotion, we learn to move the arms back, but we sometimes fall in this habit. Okay, so what we want finally is to now restrain here, don't move this back, and now move the shoulders back. It's less movement, but it's movement here where we need it in the front shoulder. Okay? So sometimes to learn this, if this is happening in your body, you can do it in front of a wall. Can you show it at that column? The column's a bit narrow. A wall would be better, actually. Okay, so the wall restricts his elbow movement and he has to work on his shoulders moving back. Okay, let's have one more attempt. Okay, even without the wall, your mind has to say to your elbows, hey, don't move back so much. Okay, Paschima Namaskarasana. And now lengthen your inner upper arms from the armpit to the inner elbow. Turn your upper arms out and roll the shoulders back. And then restraining your elbows, move your shoulders back. Suck the back ribs in, suck the shoulder blades into the chest, and push the knuckles together. The people whose palms are not touching, move your elbows closer to each other. The people whose palms are touching, press your palms and move your elbows away from each other. Move your elbows away from each other. That's better, that way. Okay, if your palms are touching, push your elbows outwards from that pressure and release. Pajvottanasana. Full pose, Paschima Namaskarasana. Menstrual cycle, you do with hands on bricks, okay? Pajvottanasana. Jump or step apart. Turn to the right. The right inner groin, lift up, move it back, and take your left hip forward. The right leg, outer groin, roll it out. Lift the chest up, lift your navel up, look up, lengthen the front trunk, and as you exhale, come forward. Keep rolling the right leg, outer groin out. Chest away from the abdomen. Bring the abdomen to your right thigh. Bring your chest to your right shin. And roll the upper arms out. Shoulders back. Too much elbow, less elbow, more shoulder. Go down. And head down. Now, inner edge of the right foot, press down. And once more, right inner groin up. Here, roll out. The outer groin, roll out. Roll here. Go down. Can you go down? Exhale and go down. Inhale, extend forward, come up. Keep your hands as they are. Turn to the front. The people with bricks, take your bricks with you to the other side. Turn to the left side without shortening the stride. Remember Justin, he showed us how we often shorten our stride when we switch from one to the other. Lift the chest up, lift the abdomen up, and taking your left leg, inner groin back and up, come forward into the pose. Look up, chest up. Now that left outer groin, roll out. As you roll the left outer groin out, press the inner edge of your left foot down. Chest away from the abdomen, abdomen on your left thigh. Chest away from the abdomen, chest on your left leg. Descend the head, release the head down. If palms are apart, elbows closer to each other. When palms are together, press them to move your elbows away from each other. Less movement in the elbows, more movement in the shoulders. If your outer wrist is coming off your back ribs, you're moving the elbows too much. It's too much elbow. Press like that. Now push your little finger into your upper back and open up your chest. Inhale, lengthen forward, come up, turn to the windows, to the front of the room, and jump or step together. Release the hands. Tadasana. Relax the lips, relax your jaw, and breathe. Supta Padangusthasana. Can I show? Come closer. I want to work on the mobility, the flexibility. So holding the belt with two hands, I bring my leg to its full range. That's my range. Here I breathe in. As I breathe out, I pull it a little bit past its range, and then I relax a bit. I inhale. When I'm ready, I exhale. I pull it past its range for a few seconds. I have to ease off a bit. But as I do that more and more, I find my range changes, and I can bring the leg closer and closer. The front thigh is pushing to the back thigh, but I'm bringing the leg closer and closer. When I'm at my final point where I feel I can't go further, I lift my head up. And when my head comes up, it's like something magic happens, and then the leg starts to move more. When the leg has moved a little more now my head can lift more. Like that, okay? Stage 1, not lifting the head, using exhalation. Stage 2, lifting the head, and then you see that the leg will move further. Okay? People on your menstrual cycle, take the leg to the side, but in line with your hip, and put a bolster to support your foot. Okay, you can begin. Okay, but now you're working with your range and with your breath. So in level 1 teaching, it's a little bit more organized. Everyone do this at this time. Now it's level 2. So you're given a task, you go ahead now and work on the task. So when you pull the leg towards you, you find your full range. You say, okay, that's what I think is my maximum. Exhale and go a little, even for a few seconds, go further. Then come back to a working range. Then follow your breath. Inhale, exhale, prepare, inhale, exhale, go further. Okay, you keep working that way. The front of the right thigh, push to the back of the right thigh. The right buttock bone towards the skin of your right buttock. The right leg, outer groin, roll it out. Now, when you've taken your right leg back and you're feeling it's not moving any further, now's the time to lift your head. So you lift your head. Can you move the right leg further now? Yes, you can. Now the right leg moved, lift your head higher. You can walk your hands up the belt. When your leg gets closer and closer to you, take your hands closer to the foot. Now, did I say a lot about the left leg? Did I give a lot of instructions about pressing the left thigh down? Do you think I forgot, or do you think I purposefully didn't say something? Purposefully. What do I want you to do now? Do I want you to learn the alignment of the pose, or do I want you to feel like you are flexible? I want you to feel like you can get your head and your leg together. I want you to feel that. Is the way you feel about yourself powerful? Yes. Is there power in what you believe? Yes. I can do it. Good. Say it. I can do it.
I can do it.
Exhale and do it then.
I can do it.
Change legs. Other side. Okay, when you have because you're using your hands to drive your leg, you'll have more control over your leg when your hands are closer to the foot. Okay, so don't keep your hands so far away from your foot. Bring your hands closer to the foot for this exercise, because we're trying to move the leg, so holding closer is better. When the leg comes closer to you, move your hands closer to the foot. Now, when you feel stuck, you're using the exhalation now. Is it going to be a slow, soft exhalation like Supta Baddha Konasana, or is it going to be a thick exhalation? What works better? A 10-second exhalation or a 3-second? 10 for this reason, for this purpose, yeah. When you're stuck and you want to go a little further, are you going to do 10-second exhalation, or are you going to do like 3-second and go like that? See? Yes. Okay, when the leg has stopped coming towards you, now use your second technique, which is head up. You also add the exhalation with the head up. When you move the head up, then the leg can move further. Hold higher up. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Lift your upper back, not just your head. Good, exhale. And release. Just stay here. Turn to the side and have a look. Now, our friend here, let's see what you got to. Can you show us your maximum? He's here. Okay, I want him to feel what? See, normally in a class, I wouldn't say I want the student to feel flexible. Okay? But what can I do to help him get the leg closer to his head? Push this thigh down or let him bend the leg? Bend the leg. So now with the leg bent, even let your pelvis lift a bit, hold even higher up. Good, now pull the leg towards you. Lift your head up, higher. Now keep the head there and pull the leg towards you. Pull the leg. Now lift the head up, higher. Hold higher. Good. Now lift here, press the foot down here and lift here. Yes, breathe out, thick exhalation. This has to soften. Go. Come on, don't get tired. Go, exhale. No, it didn't touch yet. Okay, so I helped him a bit, but another way would be, come here, lie with your head there, pelvis here, and you'll put your foot there. Okay, let's do your other leg now. So do right leg, because he already did left leg towards him. Now right leg towards you. Go closer to the shelf. Okay, go. Okay, so are we working on alignment? No, we're totally changing the alignment. What we're working on is mobility, flexibility, belief. Lift your head up, lift your head up. Head. Hold your foot, because you don't even need the belt. Okay, this second time we do it, you can hold the foot if you can reach. Go, lift this. Exhale here, too much banana leaf lunge. Lift here, there. You know, in my own practice, I found this way of working is profound, where you purposefully let go of an alignment idea, and when you can do it, like get your head to your leg, you'll see that 1 week later, you can do that head to leg with the foot on the floor. And then another week later, you'll see that you can take your head to your leg with this leg straight. But unless you do this, you sometimes get stuck in a mindset that I can't take my leg and head together. Okay, have one more round. So anyone that isn't able to get the leg and the head together, come and you can use the wall, you can use the shelf. Now, menstrual cycle, you go to Supta Ardha Padmasana. Okay? For menstrual cycle. half Padmasana, lying down if you're on your menstrual cycle. Now, the people in the middle of the room, you can also bend your left leg if the leg and the head aren't coming together. If you can reach the foot with your hands. Leg and head. This is Supta Pedangushtasana 1, final pose, leg and head together. Front thigh, push to the back thigh. Jeff, come on. Lift, lift. You change on your own. You can do 2 times. Menstrual cycle, I'll tell you when to change legs. Okay, thick exhalation. If you can hold your foot, hold your foot. If you can get your leg and head together with the bottom leg bent, then do it with the bottom leg straight. Menstrual cycle, change sides now. Go a little bit closer. Yeah, can you do it? Yeah, you did it, good. Come on, touch, touch, lift this up. Yes. Headache?
No, little bit neck. I have lost my natural
Flat neck. If you can touch, then try to bring it down. But if you can't touch, I want you to lift it so that you can touch. But eventually you want to keep it there. 15 more seconds. Did you touch? Can I have a look? Okay. Finishing off, stand up. The moment my head touches, I feel the lumbar stretching. Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. I would say, what do you feel exactly?
It's just really sore.
I would think it's a lumbar stretch, nothing to be...
Because once I let go, it's gone.
Yeah, once you let go, it's gone. I would just say that's a natural response of the back lengthening because of that pose. And the fact that it goes away the moment you let go, I don't see it as a big...
Up till now, she didn't stretch it.
Yes.
I've never gone this deep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not saying ignore it, because if she's already if you got that feeling, you're at the edge of what the muscle can handle. But I also won't be alarmed. It's like what we expect. The lumbar will stretch in this pose. Yeah. Now, menstrual cycle, they get the attention first now. Okay. If you're on your menstrual cycle, you'll have your buttocks supported, legs apart, feet forward, so you're sitting on the wall. So the legs work less. And you'll have a chair here and rest your forehead and your arms on the chair. You can put a blanket on the chair or a bolster on the chair. It's supported Prasarita Padottanasana. The others, I'll show over here. you're going to go to Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. The final pose is this hand holding the ankle. We won't do that tonight. Both hands on the floor, and you're going to work on getting the trunk down from hip to armpit, the abdomen, chest, head on the standing leg, and that lifting of this leg up, okay? The inner groin of this leg up, like you had to lift it up in Parsvottanasana. The outer groin here, roll out like you had to roll it out in Parsvottanasana. Okay? Instead of dropping here. Okay. Let's do facing that way. The people near the wall, make space for the ladies who are using it for support. Uttanasana. Both hands on the floor. Take the right leg back. Be careful you don't kick someone. And now the right leg, first bring it up like Virabhadrasana 3. Wait. Now the left leg, the left inner groin lift up. The left buttock bone, sharp. The left buttock bone to the skin of your left buttock. And now the left outer groin, roll out. Exhale, descend the trunk, and now start to lift your right leg up. Extend the front of your right leg. The right upper thigh away from your pelvis, the front of your right thigh towards the right ankle. Armpits down, left outer groin roll out, and take your abdomen to your left thigh, your chest to your shin, and your head down. Suck the back ribs in, descend the trunk to lift the right leg higher. A moment ago, your head was touching your shin bone. With a thick exhalation, can you touch before you come down? Exhale, touch, and release. If you touched, release. Okay, all right. Other leg. Left leg up, Virabhadrasana 3. Now right leg, inner groin up. Right leg, right buttock bone up to the skin of the right buttock. Right buttock bone, sharp. Just wait for a second. Now, right leg, roll the outer groin out. And keeping the right outer groin rolling out, now lift the left leg. To lift the left leg, descend the trunk. To descend the trunk, don't hold the floor. Bend your elbows. Exhale, armpits down. Side trunk down. Lift here, roll here. And now the front of the left leg, extend. The front of your left thigh away from your pelvis. The front of your left thigh towards the front ankle. Now it's head to shin. Exhale, abdomen soft. Right thigh back. Exhale, head to shin. Go. Exhale, walk your hands back. Suck the back ribs in. Abdomen soft. You did it a moment ago. Exhale, go. Abdomen, chest, and head touching. Once you've touched, release and come up. Menstrual cycle, also come up. Uttita Hasta Pedangushtasana number 1. Have a look here. In the level 1 syllabus, you learn Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1 supported. Can you show Jenny holding the ropes? So typically where ropes are available, we hold the ropes and we have the foot on the wall. Okay, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1. Thank you. But when we look in Light on Yoga, we see another version of Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1. Unsupported, no wall. Stage 1, holding the extended leg with one hand. I'm holding the big toe. Stage 2, holding the extended leg with 2 hands. Chest up, away from the abdomen. Stage 3, I bend my elbows. I'm lifting my leg with my arms. I'm focusing on my breath. I lift the trunk up and I bring my leg up and my head to my shin. 3 stages. Now, if your leg is bending when you hold the big toe, you take a belt. If the belt is looped, see, when we hold the belt, say this way, not looped, it's easy for the fingers to slip back. But when it's looped and you make it the minimum size that works for you, you can do this. You can hook your fingers inside, okay, and then the hands don't slip back. Okay, if you can't straighten your leg with this loop, you make it bigger, minimum size, where you can straighten the leg. Okay, so if you're using the loop, you can do like this. You can go from stage 2, okay? So you won't hold the big toe, you'll start there. And then this part is the same. Okay, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1, menstrual cycle, you go to Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 2 with the support of the wall. Okay, so the people near the rope wall make the wall available for those who need it. Okay, face me. If you're losing balance, you can go with one hand near the wall, like that. Okay, other hand on the wall. Okay, right leg up, hold the big toe. If you're using the belt, the way I showed, you can go straight away to 2 hands. If you're using the belt, you can straight away go to that. Okay, straighten the right leg. Stage 1, hold the foot with 2 hands or the belt. Stage 2. Now, not looking at me, focus on your breath. The arms bending. Bend your elbows, lift your arms, lift your leg. When you arrive at maximum lift of the leg, lift the trunk up, extending the trunk forward, lift the leg higher. Lifting the leg higher, extend the trunk further forward. You go at your own pace now. Leg, trunk, leg, trunk. When the trunk moves a little forward, the leg will move higher up. When the leg moves higher up, the trunk will move closer to the leg. Okay. Other side. Everyone change sides. Menstrual cycle, also change sides. Tadasana. Hold the big toe, those who are not using the belt. Those who are using the belt, put the foot inside the belt. Straighten the leg. Now stage 2, hold the foot with 2 hands. And now begin your work. Leg up, elbows bent, trunk up, leg up, trunk up, leg up, trunk up. Lift, lift, you can do it. It's more lifting, lift more with your arms. The arms have to lift the leg. So you have to lift your elbows up. Lift your elbows up. Then trunk up, trunk forward. Okay, you don't have to be so upright with your trunk. Let the trunk come forward. You can do. You can bring your head. Okay, come and have a look here. Okay, can you show again? You can. So remember when I gave the presentation on alignment, I also brought in that concept of perfection. Because this is a level 2 pose. I think, see, there's a lot of things I haven't said about that leg. But if I introduce too early, keeping this right knee perfectly straight, you won't go far enough into the pose. So I'm seeing now how far you can go into the pose, which is why I'm not speaking so much about perfection. So go to stage 2. Stage 3, bend the elbows. Bend, and bring the leg up. Now what I would say here is she's trying to be too perfect with the trunk. You can afford to bring the head forward, yes, and lift the chest, but bring the trunk forward. Lift the leg. No, go down. Did you see how she had it? But she was keeping the head up. All she had to do was do it again. I'm not saying you should never talk about this leg, but what I'm trying to highlight is sometimes it's not the perfection that's the only way we teach. Sometimes I want her to go home tonight having brought her head to her leg. Lift, lift here, lift higher. Now, still extending, but bring your trunk forward. Head down, yes, bring. Leg up here. Yep, lift up, lift the elbows, and now go. Okay, now, from what I saw in the majority, maybe you also had a little look around, do you think most people got it or most people didn't get it? Yeah, most people didn't get it. If most people got it, then I might start being more strict. This knee back, this outer groin roll out. But most people didn't get it. So what's better? I'm more strict and start to introduce more alignment, or should I introduce a prop to help more people to get it? Props. Yeah, so then I would go now that direction. What prop? Wall or wall ropes could be used as a pulley, but we'll use the wall tonight. So you'll go to the wall. How to use the wall? Yeah, I'm going to use it maybe not how you thought. It's not going to be like this, which is one way, that's possible. But what I'm going to do is purposefully allow my standing foot to come forward so my body weight is on the wall. What does that take away? Yes, it makes me that I don't have to worry about balance. When I don't have to worry about balance, I can work on other things. Okay, so this is how sometimes we teach. Subtract one thing, so the student has the capacity to work on another thing. Okay, so can we all go to a wall? The standing leg a little forward of the wall. Now, menstrual cycle. Yeah, you can use this. The main thing is that you take away the fear of falling. Menstrual cycle, you can repeat one more time. Actually, you know what I'd really like for menstrual cycle is Ardha Chandrasana. But yeah, I was thinking for maybe with a chair. So you can do Ardha Chandrasana to open up the pelvis, abdomen. Okay, begin right leg up, but purposefully left foot forward. So you want to feel like you're sitting on the wall. So left foot, you can bring it forward quite a lot. It's okay. And not stable. Nanda, is the shelf, Nanda, is the shelf stable enough that they can lean on it or not really? Okay, go for it. Exhalations. And your head and back off the wall. The pelvis is on the wall, but let your head and your chest come forward. Yes. And now lift, Shikwang. Yeah. Once your head and your leg are touching, then often you can then lift the whole leg and trunk even higher. So first, yeah, so you can hold the foot now. Now you can hold the foot in. Interlock. Interlock here. Interlock. Okay, go. Take this off the wall. Go. Exhale. Change sides. Hi, Rhonda, online.
Hi, I'm observing.
That's fine. Come on, hold the foot. Some of you now, you can hold the foot. When the leg comes closer to you, you can drop the belt and hold the foot. And now take your back off the wall. Pelvis on the wall, back off the wall. Yeah, there you go. And then lift everything up now. Yes, good. Okay. What body part have we stretched a lot? Hamstrings. One pose that quickly relaxes the hamstrings. Virasana or, yes, Vajrasana. Yeah, something that bends the leg. Okay, come back to your mat for Baddha Konasana. Okay, if your knees are coming up higher than your hips, you sit on something. Okay, face towards this direction. You can stagger left, right, so you can still see. Now, let's have a look here. There's different ways to use the bolster. So Eva has the bolster horizontally. That's good for a beginner because it brings more stability to the pelvis. But what it also does is because the bolster extends horizontally, it does block some of the thigh. So the progression is when a student has that stability, that they're not going to sort of fall to the right or to the left, is you turn the bolster vertically. So it still gives the lift of the buttocks, but it doesn't block the thigh here, and now the thigh can descend. Okay? So think about the support. Start with horizontal for more stability, but evolve to this way to get more of the opening of the groin. Okay, can menstrual cycle do this? Or should they use the horizontal bolster? I see, I won't say it's wrong, yeah. So yes, it can give more stability. If someone has stomach cramps, I would insist horizontal, but I also wouldn't hold back someone from opening up the hips more if they're on their cycle and they have a normal cycle and they're pain-free. So yeah. Eva says she puts the brick for more stable. Okay, so be in Baddha Konasana. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Lift your buttocks up. Widen your buttock bones away from each other. And then bring the buttock bones forward towards the heels like that, 2 or 3 times. Buttock bones forward. Now keep them forward and sit down again. Now, these are the outer hips or outer groins. For the thighs to go to the floor, you have to contract here so this can lengthen more. So we're going to contract for 3 counts. Ready? Breathe in, chest up. Exhale, contract the outer hips and press the thighs down. 2, 1, relax a bit. Chest up, shoulders back. Another round. Ready? Contract the outer hips, pull the thighs to the floor like there's something here and you're squashing it, and relax a bit. Chest up, one more time. Exhale, press the thighs, contract the outer hips, contract here, and pull the thigh back, and relax. Hold the big toes. If your shoulders are rolling forward, put a belt under the feet and hold the belt. And now shoulders back, chest up, away from the abdomen. The inner thigh here, roll towards the front thigh. The outer hips contract and pull the thighs down and lift your chest up. Baddha Konasana. Release the hold of the big toes, twist. Twist to your right. Keep the left thigh down, lift the left waist up and turn your left waist past your abdomen to the right. Lift your chest, turn your chest. Left thigh down and release. This groin area here, roll it out. So as this inner thigh rolls out, also roll here, the inner groin out. Lift the chest, lift the right waist up and turn. The right waist turning to the left, turn your chest, roll the left shoulder back and push the right chest forward. Chest up and turn. You can turn even if you're on your menstrual cycle. It's an open twist. Sorry. Roll this back. And release. Straighten the legs, Dandasana. And come up. We have Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 2, and then we have Parivrita Hasta Padangusthasana. And the photo of this posture, we don't find it in Light on Yoga. We find it in Gem for Women. And when you look at this photo, Geetaji is doing this photo using some furniture in the home. She's using a cupboard. And so the foot is elevated and she's twisting. Okay, so one can hold the rope and twist, or one can hold the outer ankle and twist. This outer groin rolls out and the abdomen lifts and turns, like you just did in Baddha Konasana rotation. Okay, can you find a wall space We can even use the ledge there. So if the foot can go, if you're very tall, you can add a foam here to get the leg higher. Now, menstrual cycle, you've just done Ardha Chandrasana. Can you sit in Upavishta Konasana? You can sit somewhere where you can see the class, so you can see what's going on. Okay, so you're sitting in Upavishta Konasana, legs apart. The people at the walls, right leg up. Make your left leg vertical. So move your left foot in such a place that your heel bone, left heel bone, is underneath your left buttock bone. And now hold your outer ankle with your left hand or your outer foot, or hold one of the ropes with only your left hand. Okay, the right hand, bring it on your right hip for now. Now inhale, lift the abdomen up and turn the abdomen to the right. Lift the chest up, turn the chest to the right. Where your right hand is, roll out. Good. Chest up, and now extend your right arm back into the space in the middle of the room. One more time, lift the chest up, turn the chest, turn the abdomen, the front of the left thigh, push back. Front of the left thigh, push back. Better, more, push the left thigh back. And release. Okay, Parivrita Hasta Padangusthasana. Left leg up. Keep your right leg vertical. Right hand holding the outer edge of the foot or the outer ankle. Left hand on the hip. Now, the two hips towards each other. Right hip to left hip to right hip. Move this foot forward so your heel is under your buttock bone. Right heel under right buttock bone. Now roll the left outer groin out. Lift your left waist up and keep the left hip down away from the trunk. And now chest up, turn the chest, extend the left arm to the left. And with your left arm, pull your left chest away from the right chest. With your right hand, pulling the foot, the ankle, the rope, bring the right shoulder blade into the right chest and push the right chest forward. Extend your left arm, open your right chest. Left hip down, Meili. Hip, that's better. And release. Come back to your place. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Menstrual cycle. You're going to be taking cross bolsters. You bring two bolsters here, Eva. The people in Adho Mukha Svanasana, suck the shoulder blades in, prepare for Shirsasana. Can you suck the shoulder blades in? Lengthen from the back of the neck to the tailbone. Ascend the trunk from armpits to hips. And release. Release. Okay, so menstrual cycle, we're going to take this pose, cross bolsters. So can you lie back, Eva? Cross bolsters, it can refer to the position of the bolsters. They're in a cross. And with the cross bolsters, we can actually do three poses. We can do, if the head is upside down like that and the ears are vertical, it's like Dvipada Viparita Dandasana. So we can do cross bolster, leg straight, Using cross bolster, we can do Dvipada Viparita Dandasana. Go all the way back, shoulders on the floor. Go all the way back, shoulders on the floor. With the cross bolsters, we can do Setubandha Savangasana. But what we can also do is somewhere in the middle of the two. So can you go to the head on a diagonal? So not head upside down, not shoulders on the floor, head diagonal. So the ears will be that way. Slanting, yes, slanting. A bit further back. Hold the bolster so it doesn't move, and you move. Stop, stop, stop. There. We can support her neck, so there's, we can put a blanket there. Relax your lips. Okay? So it is an inversion. It doesn't have that sharp verticality in the head that Dvipada Viparita Dandasana has, but it's not Setubandha either. Okay? So it's a restorative, it's a energizing pose. So for the people that have been here the last 2 days and you're getting tired, this is a good pose to do. Okay, if we want a little more lift here, opening, we can put a brick here. But see how the bolster is going quite flat? So we can put that, or maybe even 2 of these, like that. Maybe one, yeah. Okay. Because I saw her legs were starting to bend, so it was a little too strong. When Abhijata went to China, she taught in Dali. She was giving a whole session on setup for menstruation. She emphasized a lot, you don't always have to use the belt, especially in menstruation. She was saying sometimes just relax your legs. You don't have to straighten your legs. You don't always have to put a belt on your legs. Just let the legs relax. So can you do that today? Because again, it's an experience. So maybe you prefer the belt, but give yourself an experience of this today if you're on your menstrual cycle, okay? Burn the belts. Now, Shirasasana. Who needs the wall for Shirasasana? Okay, so the people that need the wall, can you fold your mats and take your mat to the wall, but don't go to the pose? The people that don't need the wall, fold your mats, find a place in the middle of the room, arrange it so that when you're in the pose, your eyes will be looking this way, okay? Don't go yet into the pose. Okay, in other words, find...
Close to the wall, but I can do, but I cannot hold longer time. It makes me do.
Do you do sometimes a little bit like that on here? Putting the... No. Have you tried?
No.
Not there, but instead of here, a little bit more there, little bit there.
Okay, slightly lifted.
Yeah, to get the concavity.
I will try.
You can try. Yeah, you can do near the wall and come down if it... Yeah. Okay, don't go up to the pose.
Shoulder injury at the moment, so I can't support on one shoulder. So I might skip this, or if that can do rope Shirasasana based on...
Yeah, let's see. If there is space, you do rope Shirasasana. If there's no space, you can do cross bolster. Okay. But okay, now we're not just taking a class tonight. We're a little bit studying the expectation of level 2. Okay. What should a level 2 teacher be focusing on? And if you're a student, what should you expect from your level 2 teacher? Guruji has written, you know, as a student, you need to be asking your teacher questions. So if there's something that the teacher is explaining and doesn't make sense, you should ask them. Please explain again, doesn't make sense. So your teacher should be teaching you to balance away from the wall in a level 2 situation, okay? So if you've been always using the wall, always using the wall, always using the wall, but you've come up to this higher level, you should say to your teacher, teach me to come away from the wall. I want to learn. Okay, so how do we do that? First thing is to learn to not have the body, the heels touching the wall, okay? And for this, we start with the mat further back away from the wall. The distance is that when I come up, I should have just enough space to be able to have my toes on the wall, but the buttock coming forward like that. Toes on the wall, knees bent, buttock forward. Okay, and then from there, taking one leg up, buttock forward, taking the other leg up. Okay, if I feel shaky, I can bend one leg and touch the wall and pressing the wall, buttock forward. Okay, so that's step 1 for learning to come away from the wall. Along with this distance, it's how you come up. If you always swing the leg to come up, which is how we teach beginners, you'll be fearful of swinging up in the middle of the room because the fear is that you'll go right over. So you have to start practicing coming up, bending the knees, walking in, taking the feet to the buttock. Here you roll out like we learned. Remember I was talking about the inner groin lifting up? So here, inner groin up, outer groin are kind of rolling, hips towards each other. Exhale. And then with control, unroll and come to the wall. If you can't go with complete control here, a little jump is okay at the beginning. And then with control. Okay, so the people that normally use the wall, you try this method. Now, let's do that tonight. Just so that we sort of finish the story of level 2, along with balancing away from the wall, the variations are started, that you start to introduce the variations in level 2. Tonight, I won't do that. But if this was my regular class, if this was my regular class, oh, it's already, I thought I had more time. Anyway, if this was my regular class, I would be planning to introduce the variations to you maybe next week or in a month's time. What's important before the variation is that the base is very stable. Okay? So I'm not going to teach you the variations today, but I'm going to emphasize the base. Because when the base is really solid, then the variations can be introduced. Okay, time is short. Let's have a short Shirasasana so we can weave kind of bring this story to an end. So interlock your fingers all the way to the webbing. The back of the head and the palms in contact. Press the elbows down, press the wrists down, come up off your knees. Lift the shoulders, lift the shoulder blades, walk in. You don't have to keep your legs straight. Bend the knees so you can walk in. Lift the inner groins, roll the outer groins out, suck the hips in, and see if you can come up with that way I showed you. Maybe if it's too early to do this, it's okay to have your back on the wall. I think you can still try the jump, but be a little closer to the wall. Once you're up, learn to unfold your legs. Press the toes into the wall, the people at the wall, and buttocks forward. Good, you almost had it, Meili. Longer exhalation. Now, the people in the middle of the room, what happens when you first learn to balance in the middle of the room? You're a little bit scared of falling down, so you tend to stick your buttocks back and you bring your legs forward. So the people in the middle of the room, you have to learn to bring the buttock forward and the thighs back. Buttock forward, thighs back. Now thumbs down, thumbs down. The thumbs are part of the fingers. The fingers down, the wrists down, and the shoulders up. Now, the teachers, if you could help, the people in cross bolsters, go to Setu Bandha, shoulders on the floor. And if anyone's lower back is sore, one of the teachers will give you another bolster for your feet. Okay, the people in Shirasasana, because of timing, you're going to come down. So keeping your shoulders up, come down. The people at the wall, come down the way you came up, by bending the legs, bringing the thighs to the abdomen, hips firm, roll the outer groins out. And once you're down, keep your forehead down. And the people who've just finished Shirasasana, interlock your fingers on the back of your pelvis, roll the shoulders back. Chin slightly forward, change the interlock of the fingers, roll once again, release. And the people that just finished Shirasasana, take a brick for Setu Bandha. Or if you can find a space and you want to do Viparita Karani, that's also okay. Okay, Setu Bandha or Viparita Karani. Try not to trample over the people that are in Setu Bandha. Especially the bricks, be very careful when you're passing the bricks, because sometimes they drop. Don't pass them on top of someone's head. So better for safety, just do one brick at a time. Just do one brick today. We don't have time. Just one brick. Whichever way you find space tonight.
In Shirasana, my nose was getting blocked and it's bringing me to cough. So is it okay for me to do Shirasana till I recover or not? Or room Shirasana?
How do you feel after?
The phlegm was coming out. And
I think it's
coughing.
okay to do it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, because I know in Vipassana, sometimes there's column condition. You're very uncomfortable in the pose. So when it starts to flow up, and then
Yes.
depends, like, again, it depends on the purpose. Like, today it's a class, and I wanted you to do Shirasasana, and you did, and that's going to generate some flow. It's okay. But maybe in your own practice, you want it to be more calm. You don't want the discomfort. So maybe then better work Shirasasana so that you can also work on other things. You're not just working on what's next. One thing that Prashantji will often say in class in Shavasana is ruminate on the class. So you have a little bit of a thought process, which you can do now in this pose. What happened in the class? What did you learn in the class? So it's not about what techniques did you learn. It's also about, what happened, what did you learn about yourself? With your exhalations, start preparing your face for Shavasana. So whichever pose you're in, but do it with a Shavasana face, a Shavasana throat, a Shavasana brain, Shavasana eyes, Shavasana ears, Shavasana tongue. And now, Shavasana. Take yourself to Shavasana. So you've got more room for your hands. With a slow, soft exhalation, relax deeply, relax completely. Let go of the back body. Let the back body spread on the floor. The back body like the back cover of a book. Let it spread and sit on the floor. Now, if the back of your body is like the back cover of the book, think about the last page of the book, one layer higher. Exhale, relax the last page of you and let it sit on the back cover. And then go to the second last page, one layer higher. Exhale, relax that layer and let it sit on the floor. And so layer by layer, go through your body, relaxing that layer to the floor until you finally arrive at the front layer of you. And you relax the front layer all the way down to the floor. Trace your exhalation. And as you come to the end of the exhalation, let go more. As you inhale, allow yourself to be drawn in. As you exhale, letting go. Okay, now bring your attention back and bend your legs one at a time. Then turn to your right. Open your eyes, and as you're ready, with your left hand pressing down, sit up. Namaste. Have a nice evening. If you have any questions, please come and ask. Let's pack up the studio. And if you have questions, you come and ask. I don't want to hold everyone up because I know it's late. So let's pack up the room. And thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, George.